Mama Mondays is sponsored by Colorado Connected, a website full of ideas for parents. And now, here are the mamas.
It is Monday, and you know the mamas are back. And this week, Diane is here, Sarah, and of course, Grace are all here to take on something that we all need to get better at, ladies, and that is our health. Because there's a thought that scares me. What if something happens to me? I wouldn't be there for my girls. Like, this is a very real thought that I have all the time, that I'm sure you guys do too. But at the end of it all is, am I doing what I need to be doing to make sure that I'm healthy? And that's what we're talking about today. Are we up to date with our screenings? And of course, this comes from being inspired by your story, Grace, and your journey as you let us know last week that you are battling breast cancer, which we are all right here with you and really admire you for how you're doing it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Mammograms, why are they important?
Yeah, well, there's a new trend of women being diagnosed with something called dense breast tissue.
Oh, yeah.
And I think about 40% of women have it. I am one. I believe Sarah mentioned she might be you as well.
Me too.
Definitely talk to your OB and your radiologist who does your mammogram and ask them if you are, if you have dense breasts, because dense breasts it's really hard to just tell if you have cancer. The tissue presents very opaque, and so you have to do secondary screenings, like something like a breast ultrasound to rule out.
Yep.
And then sometimes they'll see something in a breast ultrasound and then do something called a biopsy, and that's when you have to sit and wait and find out if what they saw on the ultrasound was benign or not. But it's important. I skipped my 2024 mammogram.
Okay.
And found the lump at the end of 2024, and then got my butt to, a radiologist earlier this year, hence the diagnosis. But I skipped a year. I was just being kind of cavalier about it. So
how often are you supposed to get it done? And it's starting at what age?
That's also been confusing too, because it's changed.
After 40, it's different than before. I think before 40, it's like every 3. Is it every 3? I don't even remember. My sister had it.
Because it's changed.
It used to be every 6 years, and it goes to 3 years, and then I don't know.
I honestly couldn't tell you what the official time is on that, but I know for me, it's every year because my mother had breast cancer twice, so they're extra careful with me. But I mean, I was late this year. I waited, and then I finally made the time to go because it was kind of weighing on my mind. But this is such an example of, we need to be doing what we need to be doing.
Well, I need to go. I don't even remember when my last screening was.
You've had one though.
I've had one, and I've had a biopsy before because I had a lump. I do regular exams on myself, and I found a lump and got it biopsied, and it was benign. But I mean, I haven't been in years. A long time.
Yeah, and
Go for me.
Yeah, I will.
And I think that's the case for a lot of women. I mean, don't feel bad. As I said, I was way late, and life happens. We've got the kids. We just don't make the time.
You assume that you're okay.
You want
to assume that you're okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I can go down a serious rabbit hole.
Okay.
And after I found out about you, I went down one. I mean, I didn't schedule an appointment still, so that's problematic. But I will call and make an appointment.
Let's do that together today, right after this.
Oh, there you go.
I think it's also really important that that we all get pelvic exams too. Those need to be at least every other year to check for uterine cancer and ovarian cancer. So I know it's not fun, putting your legs in those stirrups, but we need to do that too.
Yeah. We've all had babies, so we're kind of we know what happens with that. But no, I do think that I need to be better. I'm not speaking for you guys, but about making sure, especially once you reach a certain age.
Yeah, same.
Same. Do you wish, Grace, that you would have gone in 2024? Like, have you had any thoughts about that?
Yes. I do regret that I didn't go in 2024, because we could have even caught it. My tumor is 2 centimeters. Maybe we would have caught it when it was 1 centimeter. And maybe I would have been a candidate for a lumpectomy, but because of where I am now and the other complications in my breast, a double mastectomy is the right course for me. Yeah.
And you're undergoing that soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
And I think that I would have gone that route too. Like once cancer presents itself anywhere in my body, I would have said, do whatever you need to do, get rid of it, because I've been through the journey with my mother, and she did that too.
No, so I'm nervous. It's going to be a long recovery.
Yeah. I mean, your life changed, you know.
It did.
It changed one day to the other. It's so, but that's how life is. And it does remind us that we need to do a better job of making sure we're getting our screenings on time, because I think it makes such a difference when you do.
Yeah.
And if I may ask, what kind of symptoms were you having, or did you have no idea?
Not a one. Nothing. Just kind of felt this little lump and went, that's annoying. It must just be like a benign cyst. I really didn't take it seriously. I actually probably put off going to my OB longer than I should have. Again, you know, things I would have done differently. The minute you feel something's wrong, trust your intuition and just go to your doctor right away. You know, I am not someone to follow. As soon as I found out, I had doctors lined up within 48 hours. You know, so that's what
it's important. And okay, so Diane, we're gonna get up to par. And don't get me wrong, I just went not too long ago.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a scary thing, because
I know.
they also had to do several rounds of rechecking because of the dense tissue,
dense breast tissue.
And I just remember reading the results over and over again, because they were like, "You're okay," but. It's that feeling of, oh my goodness.
No, and I turned 40 this year, so now it should be something that I'm doing regularly. So
yeah, Sarah, and you're doing okay?
Did it 3 years ago. After my dad passed, I did one of those full body checks with a dermatologist, and I have a little melanoma spot, but I keep putting it off because I don't have health insurance, and it's expensive.
Yeah,
So
I understand.
but
that
I need to
too.
get it removed.
But I think the message here is just do it, because it could make such a change, and it could potentially save your life. Grace, thank you for being such an example for all of us here, and for women watching this morning, and men too, because men get breast cancer as well. So
they do. They were in support groups with some of my friends.
Were they really?
Yeah, there are men in support groups for breast cancer now as well.
Okay. Well, we're all going to do a better job, certainly through your encouragement, and we're going to be also battling right there with you. And if you've got any questions, or you've got something to say to the Mama Panel, we are dying to hear from you. Send us an email to mycoco@9news.com. We'd love to hear from you.